Um, sorry, give me 2 seconds. Oh, it is being streamed?
Yep.
Saying it's being streamed. Okay, you got it. All right. I had a little tech issue then. I'm so sorry. So hey everyone, welcome to this live stream with Pesh and I. I've decided to do a series called the Spotlight series with some beautiful clients of mine. And I wanted to kick off this Spotlight series with one of my clients, Pesh, because his transformation over the past sort of 16 months has been nothing short of inspirational. And so I invited Pesh today to come and share a little bit about like what we do in Wired to Win, a little bit about his transformation, because it's absolutely been amazing to watch Pesh. And so let's just dive straight in though. So what I would love to know or for you to share is just a little bit about yourself. Who's Pesh? Like what's going on for you? Just so people can understand, get to know you a little bit better.
For sure. Thanks, Renee. Kia ora,
No
everyone.
worries.
So my name's Pesh, and I've been lucky to go on this journey and take the deep dive of doing the inner work of the soul. And so my background has been in hospitality. I've been in leadership roles and management roles. I've gone through being a waiter to a barista to working in kind of bars and nightclubs and things like that. And I've connected with a wide variety of people, and I found my personality was quite well suited. Early on, back in my last year of high school, you go to the careers class and you figure out what you want to do. And I kind of went into hospitality. I knew I loved, and 20 years ago, now.
I think I've lost you a bit, Pesh.
Oh, can you still
Yeah,
hear
I
me
got you back.
clearly?
Yeah, I got you back now.
Nice. Nice. So yeah, I've been through the journey of hospitality. I've done all the different kind of modalities of work through function work, and I always found myself in leadership roles. Um, Most of that, prior to that, I really love music. I really love personal development. I love different experiences of being around people, and I love traveling. And so I was quite into the music. Over the COVID period of time, there was something that shifted in me, and I put it to the side to focus on my personal goals in my career, knowing that once I can break through, that creative side is still in me, and I still enjoy music on the side, but I'm really enjoying just deep diving into um, how to live life to the full and see what kind of developments can come through.
Absolutely. And so what I'd love to ask next, Pesh, is like what I really want you to share is before us working together and you coming into Wired to Win and even knowing about like what I did, where were you in your life? Like I think it was about 16 months ago. So before October 2022, I think it was. Gosh, I can't remember what year we even started now. But yeah, I think that's when I did my first awakening. But prior to that, what was going on in your life that made you like seek new solutions to what was happening in your life? What was happening?
Yes, so I'm just going to duck back a little bit further to that. So
Yeah.
around 2012, I had finished up a job in hospitality and decided to come to your beautiful country and come to Australia. My brother was staying in Brisbane, and I got to a cap of my experience here in New Zealand. I knew I wanted to go out and learn cocktail bartending
Mm,
and go into a different country. And so I made it to Brisbane. I was in a really good state of mind. And I started experiencing all these different jobs. I really immersed myself in the industry. I went to a lot of trainings. I came back with a lot of knowledge. And unfortunately, at that time, around 2016, a few important things happened where I had to spend some quality time with my grandfather. My friend had cancer at the time, and something inside me knew that maybe I think I have to get home. And my brother was getting married, and then I went to a travel agent and I'd gone through all the jobs and I did everything. And unfortunately, my personal life, I was feeling a bit unsatisfied as I was going through a lot of time. So I almost kind of escaped. So I came back home in 2016, got back into the hospitality work, but I didn't realize I was carrying this huge chip on my
mm,
shoulder. There was a
yeah.
burden there that I couldn't really share with people because I was a different person. Um, and maybe I was hiding from some of those elements to really face those demons by,
Yeah.
as sometimes going through the depression. and found myself in hospitality. So, you know, it was easy to have a drink and things. So
Yeah.
around, I think it was around COVID, around 2022, when it was the third lockdown we had here in Auckland. And I was like, man, I thought I've dealt with these issues
Yeah.
and I hadn't
Oh,
quite
like
dealt
we
with it.
onions, right? We got layers, Besh.
That's it. And it was something beamed inside me to go, hey, go get out into your community, go for a walk, pick up your sports equipment and go. And there was that moment of rock bottom where I was like, I've had enough, you
Yeah.
know, like I've got to deal with these emotions. The hurt was so much that even
Mm,
if you then got frustrated or angry, it usually all ended up in a ball of tears and things. And then you'd have to go through that and then you're feeling guilty. And so it's quite a downward spiral. But
mm,
as soon as I got out, went for walks and things, I could feel that, oh, wow, this is actually quite helpful. I'm not
yeah.
thinking so negative. And I needed some tools to really get through the anxiety. And so I think it was just the right timing that you were knocking on our door. And it's, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you did attend, what I used to run was the 5 Day Awakening back then, and you attended the 5 Day Awakening, and like, can you tell me like what shifted in the awakening for you that then made you want to come and work even further and dive into what we call our clarity program? What was the thing that you felt, if you can remember back then, like
yeah.
what you experienced the most about that awakening experience?
Sure. I think like at that time you'd broken it down into 5 separate days of
Mm,
1 hour, and it was at an awesome time. And then the first thing we had done,
the heart opening
yeah,
ceremony.
we did the heart opening, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh, okay, wow, that's actually a really beautiful ceremony. And then you kept us going, go, hey, tune in tomorrow, we've got something else. And then we did
I think it
a
was in the forgiveness process, and then we did burning ceremonies. We did so
burning
much back then. That was
ceremony,
awesome.
yeah, really changed it a lot. But one thing that really got me going were those why statements.
Yeah.
And once I started using those why statements every day, I started releasing this stress and anxiety, and I
Yeah.
had some direction in my life to what I could look forward to. And by
Mm,
empowering myself, I was starting to notice some of these things starting to work out. So doing that the fire ceremony by clearing away all our limiting beliefs, and that was a really awesome ritual.
yeah.
And then obviously when you shared Ryan's experience, I was like, this is far out, this is cool, like there's
Yeah.
something here. And that kind of sparked some real interest for me, and so I thought, why
Mm,
not?
yeah, beautiful. It's so interesting you're talking about the why statements, because I think out of all the clients I've worked with over the past 16 months, you're the one that's committed the most to those why statements. So they were
Yeah,
obviously like really impactful for you because you've dedicated like every day to doing those why
every
statements,
day,
I
yeah,
believe. Yeah, you haven't skipped a day, which is
yeah.
amazing because a lot of people like they fall off the wagon of doing these things, but I know every time I talk to you, you're still doing those why statements. For those of you who are watching and don't know what why statements are, instead of doing just affirmations like I am wealthy or I am abundant or whatever it is, what often happens when you use I am statements is that the ego mind steps in and goes, well, that's a whole lot of crap because you're not. And then so it's this whole battle between ego mind and what you're trying to sort of uh, not delude yourself, but like you're trying to say this is what I am, but you're not, and the ego mind steps in and reiterates your limitations. And so what I found from a beautiful lady, I think her name's Christy Marie Sheldon, they're called why statements. So instead of saying I am, you say why am I? So when you say why am I, what you're doing is asking source, like why is this so? And then source provides the answer. And every time I've shared these, and I shared them at the also the MTC Gold Coast event, Pesh, I don't know if you remember, if you were around then, but everyone who started those statements back then as well said they had a profound shift in the way that things showed up for them by using these why statements. So they're really, really powerful, and I'm so glad that you're still using them.
And even when I didn't have much time, I would rush into them and be like, okay, like why have I had this? I had to just push off my 12 areas. So it's you
Yeah,
feel bad if you didn't do it. It felt like an incomplete day. So
that's it. And you can do them while you're standing there in the mirror getting ready for work or in the shower. Like that's, I think, the blessing of why statements. They can be done anywhere, driving the car, like And I really love saying them out loud because your voice carries vibrational frequencies as well. So it's so cool. I love that you do them. So sing them loud and proud in the shower, Pesh. The acoustics are really good in the shower. So I'm just reading some of my notes here, so don't forget to ask you these questions. But can you sort of pinpoint through, like after doing clarity, which is our clarity program goes through a process of deep diving into the 12 areas of life that we get crystal clear clarity on what you deeply desire for your life. We unpack like old limiting beliefs and create beautiful visions and why we want those things, then also aligned actions that we'll take towards it. And we create, you know, a why statement for every life category as well. But from doing that process and going through all of those life categories and getting really crystal clear on it, what's the one thing that you noticed from like where you were in the awakening, I suppose, to the end of clarity? What was the shift or the one thing that you want to pinpoint that changed for you through the clarity process?
Yeah, for sure. So after we got through the 12 topics and doing the deep dive, I was just getting more and more excited to the life that I could look forward to. And once we did the manifesto, I was like, wow, this is something quite concrete. When you look
Yeah,
back at the work that you do, you're like, wow, I've actually got an awesome body of work. For me, it was mostly just having a lot more faith and belief, and like most of the anxiety and stress was gone. I was like, hallelujah. I wasn't waking
yeah,
up with like my heart thumping all the time. I wasn't always
yeah,
feeling so nervous. And I think that was mainly because of the collective energy, just having a community of people around you that were going through all their own shifts, and knowing through my experience that I could almost like offer some words of advice, and then having your experience and then having their experience, seeing them light up really helped me light up. And I just knew I was chosen for this work and that was my
yeah,
path. And I'm just so glad that it all organically happened at the right time, because if I look back, if I wasn't doing it, I would probably still think I wanted to do personal development, but it, was it would never turn into actually doing it.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, you just end up talking about it but not doing it.
yeah, and I think that's like a lot of people, you know, people just don't get started because one, they don't know how, but also two, they don't have uh like personal growth isn't easy. It you have to have a real dedication to it. And we were having a chat before we jumped on today, and we're sort of talking about that, you know, staying ignorant and following the conscious path. But once you're on it, you can't get off it. And it's just, you know, it keeps leading you in the direction of living your most extraordinary life. But it's like you're saying before, Pesh, about layers and things still coming up. Like as you peel those layers away, like you step one step at a time into this extraordinary life, and over time you'll see that you'll look back and it's been a massive transformation. It's something that one of my bodybuilding coaches used to share with me: daily consistent actions over time equals massive transformation. So it's been incredible to watch it unfold so far. But after clarity, you also went, well, I've created, and by the way, if you're wondering what a manifesto is, Pesh talked about a manifesto a moment ago, creating that. It's where we go after we look at all the 12 areas of life, we create this sort of 1 to 2 page document that like traces down everything that we've written into this like day in a life of, if I was living my most extraordinary life, what would that look like? And so from there, I offered a program called Mastery, where we sort of went on an even deeper dive. And you decided to come on the ride for that. So what made you decide, well, I want to go diving even deeper? Like what was the dream? Because obviously you said you were made for this, you felt like this was your pathway. Why did you decide to go, well, you know what, I want to dive even deeper into this conscious awakening stuff and
Yeah,
not stay ignorant to the
it's so cool.
indoctrination?
No, I love what you said there, that daily aligned action over time, because that's been a massive statement of mine that's
Yeah,
continues to be repeated in my head. I think once you realize the profound shifts that can happen, I started noticing shifts not only within me but also in my relationships at work. More opportunities were opening up. I was
yeah,
that kind of person that when it came to after work hospitality, I'd be out with my crew. but I'm the kind of guy that would go and just talk to all different people that may be
Mm,
having struggles in their own career in hospitality because I loved it and I love people. I was like, wow, that's amazing that. And then I'll take them and introduce them to our group. So for me, there was so much proof in the work that was starting to unfold. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just have a look out here and what else is out here. And then I just started discovering awesome podcasts,
yeah.
breath work. The meditations just took me over the line. Like that's totally changed my life. I'm dedicated to at least one meditation, but if not
Mm.
two a day. I have more added clarity and focus, and it's just helped me clear a lot of walk towards my most abundant life. And if not, as you were kind of taught us that talking about the characteristics that you would want
Mm,
and then mentally rehearsing that, then I was like, wow, that's really helpful. That was so powerful because then I found it unfolding in my life. And so I think I just had total faith that, you were dedicated to this work. And I just knew through all your experience that you just wanted to impact so many more people.
yeah.
And so um, then going into mastery, you take it one step further where we kind of like talk about these actions, we talk about these topics, we have a look at um our journal, and then you would do a deep dive in a certain category. You'd give us a book to read, and it just started going deeper and deeper. And I was like, this is just too good to be true. And so joining Mastery was, I feel like I want to be part of this tribe because now that we have so much love and compassion for each other that you're so
Absolutely.
connected to the system that it is quite hard to get out of it. So I wanted to continue and honor myself and say, hey, like keep going. And if it's starting to work for you, just keep practicing more and see what else comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think um, I've always said, I think from the get-go, it's not just me, it's all of us, because the group that we've come together as, it is very tight-knit. Like we do have such a loving and supportive group, but I think it's all the collective energy work we do as well. I know, totally. I have always said, like, I am totally blessed to have the tribe that we have because everyone in it is completely amazing. And the collective energy that we hold for one another and the intentions that we set for ourselves, but also the collective intention that we hold. Like for those of you who don't know, like in Wired to Win, when you join particularly our inner circle, we have this undeniable intention for everyone that we all win together and nobody gets left behind. That's our intention, that whatever you want to receive in your life, whatever the extraordinary life is that you want to create, we hold the faith that that's actually going to unfold for you. And our group is so supportive. We are there 100% for one another. I absolutely love it. And what I love now from you, Pesh, is how responsive you are to the tribe and how supportive you are, particularly to those who are coming in who are new, and just holding space for them and that intention that they're going to win. So I absolutely love it.
No doubt. It's
But
just so good seeing them just come into their own skin. And I
yeah,
just love
so
that
good,
because I
isn't it?
know it's affected my life. So affecting anyone else and making people feel welcome just makes it so
Yeah, I know it's good, isn't it? And we're pretty like we're selective about who comes into the tribe because we do want just like heart-centered people who just want to win together. It's not about pushing anyone down. There's no competition. It's about how can we all rise together and create this extraordinary life and share the love, basically. We have a saying for 2024 that we're all in the vibration of love and above. So double hands always, Besh. But like looking back from where you are today in 2024, like right here and now, to about 16 months ago when you first got started, like what are the 3 or 4 biggest things that you've seen shift, change, and improve in yourself? Like obviously it's, what we learn in mastery, particularly is self-mastery and self-realization. But like looking back from then to now, what are the 3 to 4 biggest things that you've seen change in your life or even your business or wherever you're at?
Oh wow, those are some awesome questions. Thank you. So like probably one is to not accept playing mediocre or playing small and accept life as it is and question yourself.
Everything.
Yeah, question everything.
Everything.
And because I know from a from like through all of our life, like how often we're programmed and conditioned and we're very limited in our views. So now one of the first things, it's just I feel a lot more open-minded,
Yeah.
and like I'll always kind of question it if it is a tough situation. I'm like, okay, well, why is it a tough situation? Or what if it wasn't a tough situation? What would it look like?
Mm.
So that's been quite good. The second thing is probably just being more my authentic self. I don't have the anxiety and stress sometimes that the imposter syndrome is I'm trying to be someone. I'm actually just that
Being
person.
you. Yeah.
And people, I notice people love that. Like people are attracted to my energy of just, especially when I notice I'm around people from all over the world. It's like, we're all
Just
just one
authenticity, isn't it? You're
humanity.
just being real and human and connecting with other humans without any judgment or criticism. Like it's good,
People
hey? It's just
really appreciate that. And I think it's like even the people that are doing that work, they have total faith because then like each energy, like
oh, we
you
lost you for a minute there, Pesh.
push that energy onto other people. And so it's a lot more confident in my skin. And that's allowed me to create more opportunities in my life. Um, Another thing I suppose that's probably different is I'm not constantly we talk giving and complaining, and I notice myself really not feeding into that story anymore, and just like okay, it just is. I don't need to go down that path, or I don't need to connect with those people, or I don't need to continue the drama. And I found myself moving further and further away, and that gave me a level of peace as I would normally try to use the authority. Or sometimes I always find like in hospitality, like, well, you don't know, I've been through this and I've done this for this many years. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't, it never really achieved anything. So then I was like,
Yeah.
I look for other angles now to go, okay, maybe you're just having a difficult life. Is there anything I can do
Yeah.
to help? So it just gives you a lot more compassion, and it helps you understand that we're all human and we're all going through things. And so it allows you to just
Yeah,
slow
totally.
down, don't go so quick all the time, and just try to think, be a bit more intentional, as you say, with the things that we're doing and the language that we're using. And again, like one of the most important things there is like, yeah, what you say to yourself when you talk to yourself, like that book.
Love that book. One of
It's
my best.
such a great book, and just
It
having the
is.
scripts and going, okay, well, that's one thing I used to say, like, how do I
Yeah.
change it? So just being quite conscious of also not just my energy, but also how other people feel around me, because when you're feeling
Yeah.
quite negative, you can see a lot more drama going on, but when you're quite positive, people are freer. People sing and whistle a lot more around me because
Yeah.
I
You're just bringing it.
music, and you're like, wow, people just want to express themselves. So those have been some pretty important, but mainly the first one is just looking after my mental and physical health.
Yeah.
Um, Not going out and doing all of those things. And if it doesn't align with me, it's just separating myself and just looking after my mental health, because I know I was at a really tough time and I carried that around for a very long time,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter where I go, I was bringing it with me.
Yeah.
And it's not till I realized I had to detach from that energy. So now when I turn up, um,
Yeah.
it's more I'm living life in flow, and I feel a bit more aligned. So I just feel more open to being a part of these groups and communicating with more people and just seeing how interconnected we are.
I'm Pej, like this is one of the things that I love about not just, the work that I bring to the world, but our community and the people that are in it is that, if you're going through a hard time, the support that we hold for everyone to rise up, like this is my biggest thing is that I don't think any human should feel alone, and to the point of and suicide is something that isn't spoken about enough, and particularly suicide in men. Those rates have doubled in the last like 3 or 4 years during COVID and stuff. Like this is why I work with men and women, because I think it's so important to have both of those energies come together and just be supportive of one another as well. Like there's no separation between men and women. I know there's all these books like Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus, and I know that we think differently and all that sort of stuff, but we're still just human. And so I think having like the support system that we've created in Wired to Win to hold each other when we are going through tough stuff, like, we've had families going through cancer and individuals going through cancer and all sorts of stuff, and we've just held space for them to to be where they're at, and also that intention to have them come back to their optimal well-being. And so I just think it's absolutely beautiful what we've created, and able to like see you transition through that as well has been, really inspirational. So it makes my heart sing. I get a little bit sort of emotional sometimes thinking about where you were at when we first started, because I know you did have a lot of dark times back then, and to see who you are today is just, raise the roof. So
Funny you
I'm
say
so,
that,
so
but I
glad.
think part of, I don't know what it is, but it's your energy being so positive and so caring, and also the community of the intention of what you set out to create, and having the masculine and feminine
Yeah.
energy. But I always wonder, is I always ask myself, because in hospitality, I'm always calling my sisters bros, like, hey, bro, good on you, bro. And is it okay to call a sister bro? Or totally. And I think that it's part of the love above tribe. You're just like, those people are going through their own difficulties, and just
Yeah. Yeah.
being there in whichever
Yeah.
way you can to
And
support
it's
them.
just remembering we're all human, like everyone's got their, their stuff. And yeah, just having a little bit of compassion for other people and what they might be going through, but just being kind and caring and considerate, and but still honoring your boundaries. And this is something we talk about a lot in the community as well, as setting very clear boundaries about what you will and won't accept from other people, but also letting them be them. And if they want to behave in that way, that's cool, completely up to you. However, I'm not going to be around when you do that. So just really honoring that other people can do whatever the hell they want, because who are we to tell them what to do?
Yeah,
But we also have very clear boundaries about what we'll accept. So there's all that sort of thing. Like I just love what we've
that's,
created in our community, and how both men and women have come together, and we're all just such a tight knit
yeah.
group, basically. Yeah, holding each other and holding space. So it's amazing.
Between you and my other groups and mentors, like, yeah, you guys always bring up the theme of having clear boundaries,
Yeah.
and you've
Well, we
shared some of your experiences, and I just think that's,
go ahead, Pesh. Sorry.
I'll just say, such a massive takeaway when you share your own personal journey, and you're always so transparent, and it really helps.
I think I've lost you a
Um,
little bit there, Pesh, but
know that we're on the right path.
I've lost you a little bit, Pesh. I think your videos just
Um,
dropped out for a minute, but I think
can you
this is
see?
one
Can
of,
you hear me?
go ahead. Oh, a little bit. I think you're back now. No,
Sorry, I think it's with me for 1 sec.
you're right. But what Pesh was saying then is, we do teach people how to treat us, but also one of the things that I wanted to make sure of in my own coaching business is that I was completely transparent and vulnerable about where I was at. I don't claim to be this, I'm not a guru. I'm not living my most extraordinary life yet, but I'm certainly 100% dedicated to create that. And what a lot of people think when you are a coach is that you don't go through stuff, like you're this person, you're happy, you got it all together. It's not the case. Like, we're still human. We're all human. We're all going through stuff. I have layers to unfold. Like, I go through my own stuff and my own, I have my own mentors and that sort of thing as well. So I think it's, a little bit silly sometimes if a coach isn't transparent enough to say, what, I'm going through shit too. It's like, I'm human, I got stuff, but I'm also dedicated, 100% committed to like dissolving those past pains and things that I've been through and all the adversity and stuff, and be the very best version of myself, not only for myself, but my daughter, my tribe, like humanity. It's a bigger picture now. So the way I can help the world the most is to become the very best version of me. So I'm 100% committed to that as well. So yeah. So one thing
Totally.
I'd love to ask you, Pesh, if there's other people listening to this, or people who've been sort of sitting on the fence a little bit about coming to work with us in Wired to Win through maybe the Clarity program, what is something that you'd like to say to them? Like, what's the
Yeah,
advice you'd
exactly.
give if they're
Just give,
thinking about it?
yeah. Firstly, like, I just think it's powerful if you get the opportunity to join one of our awakening and just experience without not being tied to anything, but just experience what we go through. I think the energy work and the heart clearing and the meditations are just really powerful. I think if you're just struggling out there and you just want a little bit of clarity and you know that you've got your friends and family, but they don't quite understand, and you just want a
Mm.
tribe who are open and who resonate on the heart frequency of love and above, and you just have you always knew that you had a bit of spirituality or a connection, and maybe you've been a bit afraid to expose that, come join our community, see what we do. And I think you'll just start to realize that there's so many other individuals like yourself. And instead of being so alone,
Mm.
once you make that first step, it's not that scary, because there's people out there that are like you and understand you and want to feel connected
Yeah.
to a tribe. So um, yeah, just don't hesitate. Just jump on. If a friend gives you a request, just try experience it together and just see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah. And I mean, the awakening, I love the awakening now. It's changed a little bit from the start, but it's still just as powerful, if not more powerful, because we've refined it over time. But yes, if you want to experience awakening, just drop awaken in the chat, and I will get that organized for you. We will be doing another one very soon. So if you want to come and check out what we do in the awakening, it will be at a small cost this time. We used to do it for free, but we're looking for people who really are serious and dedicated and want to actually put, it's the tiniest investment. Like, it's literally just to make sure that you're committed to the program. So
So
just drop awaken in the chat below, and we'll send out some details to you.
we all know when you do get some skin in the game, you're totally
I know,
committed
right?
to it.
It does change the game, seriously. And I do notice that the more people invest in something, and even myself, like when I have invested thousands of dollars in mentorship and stuff, you do like put a whole lot more effort in when you're paying a lot more money for something. So but we certainly don't charge an exorbitant amount, that's for sure. We charge what we feel it's worth. But finally, Pesh, before we head off, like, I know now, like, there's a new version of you that's here today, which I absolutely love. Just share sort of where you're at today. I know that you're running your own business now as well, so share a little bit about that, and how people can touch base with you if they're keen to jump on board what you're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now consciously I'm in a really good place. Mentally, physically, I'm always looking to expand mind, body, and soul, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and I'm constantly doing online courses and up leveling. At the moment, I've growing a business with a company. We're a trading education company, so I help people just value their self-worth, embrace change, and break through those barriers by using mindset and discipline
Mm.
to get good at a skill that's worth getting good at. I'm always commonly on Facebook sharing and
Yeah.
doing the lives and stories. At the moment, I'm doing a 505 health and fitness journey. So just pushing myself to become a better version of myself and show people that, I understand what you're going through,
Yeah.
being a person that has gone through that. And if I can do it, you can totally do it. Hopefully soon this year, I'll be working on a podcast. I'm going to be doing a
Oh,
lot more. I
awesome.
love these spotlight sessions. I think it's really good. It sparked a lot of inspiration in me. And I think I would like to spotlight more people, because there's
Yeah, for
just so
sure.
much love, beauty in the world, and people go unnoticed. And I just think it's nice to pay it forward. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm just continuing to do more courses. Still got another awesome 9 months in the year, so we've
Yeah.
all got time. Never think that you don't have enough time, and just I love the journey and the why to win mastery. I'm enjoying every
Yeah.
week and jumping on the calls, and so it's becoming more of my identity.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you see the benefits of the things you do, you just start to do more of it. So I'm just so thankful.
Absolutely.
Massive love to everyone that's
My pleasure.
tuned in and whoever else this gets broadcasted to. But mostly, thank you to you, Renae Burton. You're just a life
My
force
pleasure,
and an
Pesh.
energy ball, and you're just such a beautiful, kind, caring person. And yeah, I'm just so glad that moment you told us the story of being in that Uber, and now you
Exactly right.
are creating this business. It's just amazing,
Oh,
and
it's
so
awesome.
life happens for a reason, and the
Sure
people
does.
come into your life for a reason. So I believe that we were meant to work together, the soul
Absolutely,
contract, and
100%.
the
Yeah, for
universe
sure.
every day.
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with Pesh, just jump onto his Facebook, shoot him a DM or follow his feed, but jump over and follow Pesh's journey. It's absolutely inspirational. I love watching it and being a part of it and supporting you on the process, Pesh. So thank you so much for your time and energy today. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for being an absolutely incredible tribe member and part of our Wired to Win community. We're all blessed to have you and to watch this unfold for you, and now you to support others, which is awesome.
So
So
welcome.
thanks everybody who tuned in today. I do hope you like these sessions. I'll be doing more of them because I think our tribe is amazing and I don't share our beautiful members enough. So I want to spotlight all of our beautiful community, and I'll be bringing more of these to you. So stay tuned for the next one. And thanks again, Pesh. Amazing story. I love seeing the transformation that you've had. So yeah, deeply blessed. Thanks everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.